Coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers Podcast. What is going on, Dodgers Party people? We are part of the Believe network of podcasts. And I should say, what is going on, Clint Nation? Happy Thirsty Thursday to you, my wonderful people here in the internet machine. Sorry for keeping some of you guys hanging for a little bit here on the stream. I had to go do professional, non-professional things, and then I had to drive, and there's traffic out in the world. But we're here now, and on today's show, we're talking about them Los Angeles Dodgers, the undisputed best team in Major League Baseball at this moment. We got to talk about spring training win number one. We're going to talk Gavin Lux. We're going to talk about Teoscar Hernandez showing up, showing out, and his new budding relationship with Shohei Ohtani. A whole lot more on today's edition of All Dodgers Live. First, I am Clint Pasillas. You guys can see it right here. You can find me as Real FRG on the social media machines, the X, the Twitter, the Instagram, whatever you want to call those things. Read my stuff at alldodgers.com, even though I still haven't written there in a while. I'm going to do it. I promise. I promise you this. Maybe I will write something tomorrow being Friday. If you guys want me to write an article, consider giving this episode, this live stream a thumbs up and subscribe while you're here. It's completely free and it really, really helps out the channel. The channel that just hit 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys. Literally could not do it without you. And me and the missus after the show, we got to celebrate a little bit. I meant to pour celebration shots, but maybe we should hold off celebration shots for 10K. But I'm also wondering if every time the Dodgers win this season, we got to have a celebration shot. So hopefully I get really effed up all year long, but I will do at least a little sipple here of some fine Modelo time, fool. Sorry for drinking into the mic there. That is an annoying sound, but let us get into the comments. And we're seeing a lot of familiar friends here in the show. My guy Jorge is the first comment I see saying cheers to you, Jorge, as my thingy is not staying erect. Hey, now I'm gonna get demonetized. Kevin Uhas is in the chat saying it's Modelo time, Clint. Diane saying straight to 10K. Rebecca saying congrats on 6,000. Thank you guys. I thank you guys for being part of one of the videos I've done so far, being part of the fame, air quote, we'll throw out there. King Yellowman's in the chat with the cheers. Cheers to you, my friend. Roy Estrada's in the chat. We got Val Reyes in the chat. What's going on, Val? Says, what's up, Clint? Go Dodgers. How you doing? Thanks for hanging out with us. We got Roy in the chat. I think I saw King Yellowman saying "fack." Traffic. Now I won't get it. I won't get demonetized. Kevin Uhas says, whiskey is great, but I knew I saw one as I was doing things on the back end.
Over 9,000!
We got a super chat from my guy Angel Enriquez, 499 super chat, currently sending super chats in the shower. No one has an excuse not to support. Be like Angel, go jump in the shower, and then also comment, and then also send super chats. It's a great way to support the show and to support good hygiene. That's great. Appreciate you, my guy Angel. Diane giving some love in the chat. Showtime LA, a fan favorite here on the channel, been saying it for a while. Gavin Stone, number 6 starter behind Sheehan. I do want to talk Stone. I do want to talk Mikey Grove showing out a little bit there during today's game. I thought about doing like a right after the game stream, but no, it's Thursday and we party at 7 on Thursdays. But we'll figure out how things go as the season progresses, gang, for sure. Living Doorway is in the chat. Appreciate that's a good name right there. Johnny Chingas in the house. Salud to you, Johnny. What's going on? Deborah Young appreciated that game. That game was awesome. The rookies rocked it, and this was. What they absolutely destroy Musgrove. You know what? If people want to talk crap about Clayton Kershaw getting 1 out and giving up 6 runs in the playoffs, Musgrove got no outs and gave up how many runs? I mean, they're all meaningless and it's spring training and it's a bad connection, but I'm still gonna go with it because why not? Oh damn! Apparently there were 2 Angel super chats Another one, $1.99. This was earlier, saying I'm the first super chat. If you ain't first, you last. Angel, and he's putting more Modelo in the fridge. Or maybe we got to figure out. Maybe I'll put out a poll to see what people think I should be drinking on our Thursday streams. Let's see. Let's have a sip and let's find some more comments. We got a Musk Grove in there from Elisheva, if I'm saying that wrong. We got a Bob Student 10 said, hit that like, boys and girls. That's a good point. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. All those things help out the channel. Let's see, Diane saying so much positivity to take away from today's game. And Joseph saying Lance Lynn is now official MLB home run derby pitcher. Yeah, he didn't even start today, but he still gave up about 3 jacks for the Cardinals. But yeah, let's talk about Dodger baseball, guys. Reactions to a 14-1 drubbing over the Padres. The boys get at it early. You love to see Teo already. Teoscar Hernandez showing up, showing out. More on him later, but near hit of having his first Dodgers hit, even though it doesn't mean anything in spring training. It's nice to see. Nearly a home run. Does get that 2-run double to spark an 8-run first inning. And the bats kept going. They stayed a little quiet there a couple innings after, and ultimately put up another 6 runs in the game, which you love to see. 12 hits, 14 runs. I don't want to get too much into the stats and all that. That's not my thing. I don't think you guys care about hearing the stats. If you want them, you can go read them. Dodgers.com is a good spot to go to find out about the finite details of the game. But already said it earlier. You love to see them take it to Joe Musgrove, who didn't even record an out. You get a good showing from Gavin Lux in his first game back from the knee injury. A week shy of 1 year to the day at the same place where his career was derailed. I mean, I'll tell you, I would have some butterflies and some other emotions going on in my gut if I were Gavin Lux. So, props to him for putting together a nice game. He had a hit, a walk. I think he scored 1 or 2 runs. I don't remember if it was 2 runs. I see Barnes, rake and bake in the chat saying Barnes being Barnes. What was he batting? 5th in the lineup? That one, I really do think sometimes Dave Roberts in this front office, they're a little trolly because Austin Barnes, game 1 of the spring training season, batting 4th or 5th or whatever it was, 5th or 6th, whatever the hell it was. It's very, very funny to see him not being just dead last, even though there were rookies ahead of him. But you know what? Barnes is going to do Barnes things. Barnes did a nice job to guide the rookie pitchers early in the game. You got a nice shutty performance out of Gavin Stone. You got shutty out of Michael Grove, mixing some K's in there, looking good. The changeup for Stoner looking all the way back, something like we saw last spring training where he was striking out everybody in the Cactus League. But nice outings all around for the pitching staff. Except for one guy. We'll talk about that in a second, the lone blemish. I guess I'll do it now. It's, of course, Alex Vesia. But one last note I had that I wrote down that I wanted to talk about. It's nice to see also Andy Pajes in there already. Hit a couple ribbies in the game. In his first game of the spring training, he did have I think it was his right shoulder. He had surgery last year, missed the majority, or if not all, of the 2023 season. To see him back, that's one of the guys that's going to be a major piece of insurance for the Dodgers this year. But let's get into some of your guys' thoughts here. As I see MB saying release Vesia. We're not quite there yet. I forgot to look. I was going to do the homework before the show. I think Vesia is out of options. It's going to take a long time for him to pitch his way off of this roster, but it's at least something to have a conversation about. But I do want to talk more about Vesia in a minute. I want to get to some comments here. Osterberg bringing it up. What's going on? Craig saying Barnes struck out. And the sun will come up tomorrow morning here in Los Angeles and as well in Arizona. Eric Hernandez making the show for the first time, making a live show. Appreciate you, Eric. If you guys can't make the show live, of course they are up on YouTube in perpetuity unless I decide to delete them, but also on iTunes, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio. All the links are on alldodgers.com/podcast, or just search All Dodgers Podcast with Clint Pasillas. You'll find me. Subscribe there. Leave a review if you can, or leave a thumbs up, leave a star. Those type of things really help out on those channels, those sorts of areas. King Yellman says, welcome back, Padres. You know what? It turns out for the San Diego Padres, it was not the manager's fault. Just saying. Let's see what else we got. George says, to me, it was a statement made to the Padres that we own the West. One game, meaningless game, first game of the Cactus League season. However, damn, it feels good to be a gangsta. They even got the G on the arms now because they gangsta like that. But fun game. Giant says, hats off to Gavin Lux for being a trooper and having a good showing in game one. I wouldn't say face the media, but, he was super positive to the media after the fact, talking about the game, dealing with, because one of the things, the visitors clubhouse there at Peoria, fans can get right up to where players and coaches exit. And, usually I'll say we because I was media. I've been media. I'm media-ish right now. You could be right there. You could be hooting and hollering, and media's just stuck there essentially on a parking lot waiting for dudes to come out of double doors and hope to give them a minute of their time before going to their cars. A lot of the time Peora's not that far from Camelback or hopping on the bus or whatever it is. So Gavin Lux giving his time to the reporters there, talking about we'll get more into Lux for a second because I do want to talk about his conversation with Manny that I think is really cool. But the important thing is Lux came out of it healthy. He wasn't in the game wearing the big knee brace, which was something we did see, or we did kind of have a concern that maybe he might be wearing early in those games. I personally, if you guys remember a couple weeks ago or whatever it was, I was a proponent for him wearing that knee brace maybe through his first game, especially if he's just going to be DHing. But you know what? I don't write the checks to the Dodger players, so I don't get to make that kind of decision. But let's get down to the comments a little bit here. Then I do want to talk more Vesia, and I do want to talk more Lux. Specifically, those two guys I want to focus in on. Bob Student 10 says, I just saw Vesia at the Greyhound station. And that's a good comment. That's a positive comment. We appreciate you, Bob Student 10. Kevin Uhouse says, Vesia looks very mid, giving up the homer. It was mid. I think it was a mid fastball. I don't want to crap all over Vesia yet, but we will maybe in about a minute. We'll get through a few more comments here. Mr. Classic in the chat. What is going on, Mr. Classic? Gavin Stone changed my mind. Stoner looking good, and he did it, at the start of the game. He did it against not the scrubs in the Padres lineups. He did it to the well-paid scrubs in the Padres lineup. Ha! Burn. Oh, it's a good beer. The one thing that's tough, and I think I saw a comment super early in the chat from Kevin Uha saying I could use, or I need a co-host or whatever. The only thing I think right now I want a co-host for is, it's nice to take that little break during, riffing back and forth, but it's so I can enjoy my beer a little bit more here and there. I got to tell you, I feel like I'm babysitting at times, because I don't want to just have you guys sitting here watching me drink a beer. I could start a different channel if you guys want me to do that. That's really freaking weird, though. So I'm not going to do that. Showtime LA says, I wish they gave Gavin. Is it Gavin? No, Dalton rushing more than one at bat. Listen, it's game one. He's one of the guys I did identify as a. What am I looking for? As one of the non-roster invitees to watch. Of course, he's part of the Dodgers. He's drafted by the team. Got a bobblehead of him back there, buried by other bobbleheads as I've added to the collection behind my right shoulder. Burp. We're going to see a lot of rushing this spring, and as this team starts to kind of get everything together, get their pieces together to get to Korea, because they only got 2 weeks left of spring training before they're gone. It's kind of weak, kind of mid. I guess it's a mid kind of show, but it is what it is. But just watch some Dalton along the way. hit that. I think somebody was saying that we're down on the likes. Maybe somebody needs a refresh, but I would suggest either way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe while you're here. But one of the I don't know what that one's about. One of the things I also want to note, I'll put a pin right here, right now. After this stream, my buddy Tim Rogers, Dodgers 2080, he's going to be premiering a conversation him and I had a couple days ago, just about, overall talking about the Dodgers' incredible offseason and all that kind of stuff. So once we're done here, go hang out, 8:30 p.m. Pacific. Hang out in the premiere with Tim and I. I'll be there for a little bit before I go and have my celebratory shot in the kitchen. But yeah, just a little programming note there. I meant to put it on my community page, on our community page, but I didn't get around to doing that yet. But moving on. Roy Estrada says Dodgers taking prospects to Korea. I think they'll take a few, but not too many. So the Dodgers' last game is Wednesday the 13th in Arizona, and on I think it's Saturday how many days is that? Saturday the 16th they have the spring breakout game, a prospect game against the Angels at Tempe Diablo. So they're going to need to have some of their best prospects there. So I will be at that game, and I'm hoping to get eyes on Dalton Rushing. If you guys see me at the game out there, Tempe Diablo, don't be shy. Buy me a beer. I'm just messing around. What's going on here? Noah Ortega. Thank you for the $2 super chat from Noah Ortega, one of our regulars, one of our favorites here on the stream. Everybody who comments and hangs out with us every stream is one of my favorites for sure. But Noah has been super supportive along the way and super supportive with this super chat, saying congrats for reaching 6K. Let's go Dodgers. Appreciate you, Noah. Let's give Noah the clap there because we're feeling froggy about it, and that's what he deserved. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't want to know about them knee pads. We'll go ahead and move on. Let's see. Mr. Seabad saying you can get to every spring training facility here in Phoenix. Furthest one from CBR is 50 miles away. Yes, and it's one of the worst complexes in my opinion. Scottsdale Stadium. I hate that one. Unless, is it Scottsdale or is it Talking Stick that's technically the furthest? Because Talking Stick is one of the best. That's probably the top one. It's in the top 3. Still gonna make that video, by the way. My spring training video. Top 3 is Talking Stick, if not number 1, and then the worst, in my opinion, is not even Hohokam. It is Scottsdale Stadium. It's also maybe a little bit because the Giants play there. All right, let's get into more of the next show because I see Brett Rose. This is a great segue here. This brings me to one of my 2 big talking points for the show. Brett says a lot of Dodgers are waiting to take Vesia's spot, Vesia's position. So let's talk 3, turning it into 2 talking points. It is a clear weak spot. As I got to stop hitting the table. You guys are I don't want to cause an earthquake here. Clear weak spot in this potentially really, really good Dodger bullpen. If there's one, it is Alex Vesia. We've talked about it. We all kind of have been pointing several fingers at him all off season long and now into spring training. And that's a tough spot for him because I know AV is somebody that, and his wife are people that are pretty active on the social media machine. And I don't think anybody here wants Alex Vesia to be bad or be put into a bad position. His success is our gain as Dodgers fans because we want him to be good to make the team more good so we can get a nice piece of metal and all that. But, admittedly, my guy, Alex Vesia, goes through those stretches of missing his spot by a lot. A lot of up and in fastballs. I mentioned in the last stream, this is where I was a little nervous when I heard he was going to throw live BP to Shohei Ohtani and his $700 million beautiful face where that fastball likes to kind of eat and run away from Vesia's hand. But, a sidebar of today's game where we see, again, the one lone blemish coming from Alex Vesia. I loved seeing John Rooney finish the game. That's my kind of – I decided – I'm going to have one guy that I'm going to have as my sleeper impact pick for the team this season, and it's going to be John Rooney because he's a lefty, he's a little older, and he needs an opportunity. He's gotten better. Me and Casey Porter of Dodgers Daily, we spoke about Vesia's friend or Vesia's potential guy coming for his job. I just realized I didn't update one part of the stream, but it is what it is. He's somebody that you should keep an eye on. He had the sweeper going today. He's got the fastball. If he can hit his location, you're going to be in a good spot with John Rooney as somebody who's a backup. But there's a couple other guys, that are in camp to challenge for jobs. And the Dodgers need to treat this spring training as an honest competition on all across the roster, whether it's at shortstop, if Lux does struggle, if Hayward, if the clock strikes midnight on Hayward, we're focusing just on that with Outman or whatever. Like, don't give these guys the longest of leashes. Yes, you can, because all wins are created equal, but wins earlier in the season, they don't feel as important. You have a little bit of leeway to kind of test and see what these guys are made out of. We saw it last year with lost my train of thought because I saw something pop across the screen. But anyways, we've seen it before. You can see what these guys are made out of. And I'll throw out like a Syndergaard. He struggled early, he was good-ish. It was okay in spring training, and they gave him probably a little bit too much leeway, and then they eventually pulled the plug. You can do that. This team has the opportunity to kind of do that. We could look at 2022 Edwin Rios. They gave him some opportunity. It didn't quite work out, and they pulled the plug on that. But there are a couple of non-roster guys, if we are looking at Alex Vesia, and I'll backtrack for a second when I say an honest competition. There's one guy that's always going to be a lock. It's going to be, I had the name, Austin Barnes. Austin Barnes, he can do no wrong. We know this. He's not going to lose his job based on performance. It's just not going to happen, especially in spring training. But anyways, back to the lefty, back to that kind of glaring, potentially weak spot in a also potentially really, really good bullpen. We look at this guy. We look at Alex Vesia, and we also look at a couple of the non-roster guys, some guys I pointed out in the non-roster video, except for one, because he wasn't a Dodger at that point. Tim and I do talk about him in the video that comes on after this, so check that out, Dodgers 2080. But two non-roster guys that the Dodgers brought in just at the start of camp and then a week into spring training with Justin Wilson and TJ McFarland. These are guys that have had a stretch. They've had different versions of major league success. TJ McFarland's been a big leaguer for a long time. A knock on him, he's pretty inconsistent when it comes to him being good. Also been an Astro in his career, if I remember correctly. Justin Wilson, Cub, he was a Cub guy. He was coming back from Tommy John last year and then had another injury when he was warming up to enter the game for the first time, enter an MLB game for the first time, coming back from the surgery. But when healthy, Justin Wilson has been pretty damn good. So that's the type of guy you look at with this Dodger club. If they didn't have Alex Vesia, somebody like Wilson would have the kind of shoe in to get playing time, potentially make that opening day roster. But because it's such a tight opening day roster right now, really the competition is like one spot in the bullpen at most, but not really, because if they want Fire Eisen in there, they want Dan Hudson in there. If they can't, answer the bell, they'll be IL'd, and whatever. You'll have a little bit of leeway to try some of these guys, but keep an eye on Justin Wilson. Keep an eye on John Rooney. Keep a little bit of side eye on TJ McFarland if things don't work out with Alex Vesia this season. Let's get into a little more of the chat. Let me fix one thing here because it's bothering me to see that I have the wrong words. So I'm just going to yeet most of the words here and boom, fixed it. There we go. We're all the way back now, guys. Let's get into some of the comments here. Let's go. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I see my name. Why did I see my name? Oh, that's pretty good. To very different but very good comments here. Mr. Seabad says, Clint, you look absolutely stunning in black. Why, thank you. It hides my features. And he says, now blow me a kiss. Or they say, now blow me a kiss. Well, I appreciate that. And Ricardo Ayala, I love this one, says the Clint Pasillas Paper Company. And I see what you're doing there, and I like it. Let's see. Diane, this is back in the chat. I'm about 10 minutes late, so I'll read Diane's, but it says, she says, we can watch you drink your beer while talking. Oh, all right. Cheers to you guys. But let's scroll down a little bit here. Mr. Seabad giving some love to Ramos, Jose Ramos. It's Jose, right? I'm pretty sure I've been talking about him for years, but he's down on the depth chart for sure. If he has a good year, he very much moves up in terms of tradable prospect capital for this team. If Ramos somehow makes the big league Dodgers, something went very, very wrong. Somebody got very, very hurt, and then also 3 of his friends got very hurt on the big league roster. So it's crucial. It's critical to somebody like the Ramos kid to have a good spring, really give himself put a little bit of a name out there, because you can look at the most recent one I could think of 2 years ago. Ryan Noda, he showed out during spring training. Dodgers had no place for him. He ended up finding his way to Oakland in a trade, and he had a really good year last year with Oakland, and that's really what some of these guys should be looking at. I saw somebody posted on Twitter, X, somebody posted a video of a cameo that they got from Cody Hosey, where Cody Hosey addressed the fact that he's not going to get traded because he's one of Cody Hosey, Dodgers third base prospect we use loosely, but it was kind of funny. But anyways, you're also at this point, a lot of these guys are playing for that visibility to other squads or whatever, to other teams, because a trade is a path to getting more money for them. Blake Mann asks, do I have season tickets? No, your boy don't got that kind of money, but people are adding to the Dodger Game Fund here. Every super chat goes slightly towards the Dodger. I think we decided to call it the Dodger Game Fund. I don't know what the hell we're calling it, but I'm happy to pull some of that money and get out to a Dodger game and make a fool out of myself for fun, because that's what we're here for, right? Making a fool out of me. But Craig Osterberg, we're getting ahead, saying Landon Knack going tomorrow. It's going to be fun to watch Knackers on the bump. Or I guess that's not getting ahead, that's getting behind. Speaking of being behind, I almost missed George here with the $2 super chat. Thank you, George. I appreciate your super chat. Saying cheers, brother. Well, cheers to you. And if you're going to cheers me, I mean, I have no choice but to enjoy my beer. If somebody cheers me and gives me a super chat, that would be rude of me not to. Moving on here. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here so I can make sure that I'm not too far behind here. 275 vet, a couple minutes back, saying we won 14-1 with Barnes starting. So there you go. A little bit of Barnes love, a little bit of Barnes positivity in the chat. We appreciate that. Larry Moles. Hey, I remember you, Larry. What's going on, Larry? Good to see you in the chat, saying what's Barnes' contract got left? He's still under contract for this year, and then I think he's a free agent again. He's not going anywhere, though, because, he signed a 2-year deal last year, if I'm not mistaken. You don't really look up Barnesy stuff anymore. I guess a lot of people want to see Barnes gone, so I can understand people looking up, how much longer is Barnes going to be a Dodger? It sounds like a good article. I should write that article. I did promise I might consider writing an article. Diane also answers Larry, saying it doesn't matter. They'll renew it. Yes, they will. He is never going anywhere. Carnivorous Interactivity saying, me, Clint, hating on Vesia. Was I hating? I don't know if I was hating. I think I was being realistic. Again, I want Alex Vesia. I like Vesia. He's a good dude. He's good in the clubhouse when he's right, when he finds the strike zone. He is a one of the better left-handed options. We'll call it a top 25 lefty reliever option in baseball. Take with that what you will. If that's really good or if that's really bad, I don't know. But still, I want him to do good. You really want Alex Vesia to do good. But don't let this team be beholden to that relationship. If he's not getting the job done, you need to look at other options. That's just the reality of it. Let's see what we got. Rebecca saying Barnes stays as long as Kershaw does. That's definitely fair. Got a few cheers in here, so I might as well cheers if people are at least also saying cheers. Hector saying no whiskey tonight. No, I got home and I came straight into the office here, into the studio, we're calling it, so I can get ready for the show because I don't want to leave people waiting, and then I left people waiting a little bit longer. But cheers. Whiskey Monday. Gonna be Whiskey Business Monday. Let's see what we got. Craig asking about DMAC. I'm not gonna answer no DMAC questions, but spent some time over there getting credentials, and he's over there, living his best life, eating bad food out in Glendale, Arizona. We got one Longy Raider in the chat going on. Longy Raider saying yuck. I don't know what that one's about, but I agree. Let's see. Diane saying right here, let's get back. You got to love Vesia. I love how he always wears his heart on his sleeve. Yeah, that's a good dude. He's a good human. He really does want to do well. None of these guys want to do bad. That's the important part. But again, I think all of us as fans, the Dodgers as an organization, they're kind of done. I would say losing or just not putting out the best possible product on the field. If you guys want to help make this best product possible, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe. It's free. If you're not subscribed yet, it really helps out the channel. We just hit, I think, now past 6,100 subscribers. That's pretty fucking cool. And we couldn't do it without you, the viewer. So get a double thumbs up. But let's move on here. The second of the two big talking points I did allude to a little bit earlier in the show, Gavin Lux. So Gavin Lux, again, he makes his spring training debut. He comes back after missing the last year thanks to an ugly ACL tear, other ligament damage there in that knee, in that that right knee. Is it the right knee? No, it is the left knee. One of the things I did like from this Thursday game, from the Cactus League lid lifter, as you might call it if you're one of the old folks like I, well, one, you like that the Dodgers beat the shit out of the Padres 14-1. That's fun. You give that one a couple of coins because, after the Padres. But there was a scene in the broadcast. I don't know if they showed it on the ESPN side, but they did show it on the Sportsnet LA broadcast of Gavin Lux and Manny Machado having a conversation. Lux was asked after the game about that conversation. I didn't load the clip here. I'll probably re-upload this on the channel as a standalone, so I'll plug the clip in here so it makes more sense after the fact. So watch again if you guys want to watch again later. But so Machado, you got to appreciate the veteran here, him being, older now. He's got his money. He's cut his teeth or whatever the hell the expression is in this league, and him putting his arm around somebody who wasn't a former teammate of his. The Lux and Machado did cross paths in the organization when Manny was a Dodger, but they didn't play together. Luxy was still a good ways away from making his major league debut, but he did Manny impart some wisdom, impart some knowledge onto Gavin Lux, telling him like, hey, you know what, like you're gonna get through this. You're gonna get over that hump. I've been through it. Manny famously blew out his knee in 2013. It was only his second full season, slipped on that first base bag and tweaked. It was an ugly play. For people have been watching baseball for a while. It's one of those ones that you could still see in your head and very much cringe about. He's on the ground for a while, writhing in pain. Comes back, has a surgery, comes back, puts together a solid partial season in 2014 until he has a different knee injury on a swing in 2014, late in the season, like September or something like that. So Manny went through it. He definitely went through it. He did eventually overcome it. So that 14 season was rough. The 14 season was definitely kind of rough. I mean, he didn't have a bad season statistically, but the power is down. It's probably a little bit in the back of his head. I don't want to get myself hurt here on these plays or whatever the hell it may be on these swings or whatever. But you look now, if he had the injury in 2013, you look to 2015, that's when Manny Machado became Manny Machado. 37 home run season, broke out, became one of the superstars in baseball, and of course also started developing that reputation of being the new Manny being Manny guy. But his messaging, you got to appreciate it to Lux. Like, it took about a year before you get back to feeling normal again. Lux, or Manny, his numbers back that up. He's been there, done that, and I appreciate him kind of putting his arm over Lux in that situation. Didn't need to. They're opponents or whatever, but I'll guess take an opportunity to applaud Manny Machado on the rare occasions he does something nice. I was somebody who in the 2022 season, I was very much like, hey, look, Manny's growing up. It looks like he's kind of figuring it out. But it was real easy for him to figure out when, the Padres were winning and he didn't have to actually, sack up and be a leader. But sack up would be a great segue, by the way. What we're talking about next. But anyways, I appreciate Manny Machado giving Lux a little bit of love there. And hopefully my guy, my best friend in the whole wide world, there's a lot of love between me and Gavin Lux. Hopefully takes it all in stride, takes it to heart, and takes good footing, good steps when running around the bases. But again, he did so today. 1 for 2 with the walk, run scored. Hopefully he gets into a game at shortstop soon enough and just puts it all behind him. That's all you got to do. Coming up on that 1 year mark, as soon as you get over that 1 year mark of since it happened, since the surgery, it's all behind you. It's all you got to do. The questions will dry up very soon for Luxie, and then he can focus on just playing baseball. That said, let's talk about comments and let's see what folks have to say about Mr. Gavin Lux. I like this one. Dodgers Everything says, F the Madres. Now, guys, in your opinion, which carries more weight? Is it Dodgers Everything or all Dodgers? I mean, I think we're preaching the same thing here, my friend. Everything, our Dodgers Everything. So I appreciate you hanging out in the chat. What did I see? So F the Madres is on there. Longy Raider said Dodgers knocked the Sonic rings out of the Padres, and I appreciate that. We'll give that one a thank you. King Yellowman brings a different point to the argument here. Manny's a punk. Yeah, I mean, probably. I'd say it's fair. Definitely has his moments. Craig Osterberg giving some love to John Rooney, saying that lefty in the ninth was good. Hey, I'm telling you, that's my sleeper impact pick. I've decided. Let's see. That's a general question there from Blake Mann. Which starting pitcher will have the best season? It's kind of it's a good question. Takes us off the rhythm of the Lux talk, as Jenny Vega also joined the chat a little bit ago. Welcome to the show, Jenny. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful Thursday. At this point, you can't not say Yoshi Yamamoto because the dude's kind of looking pretty friggin' nasty. I'm gonna make that. I did initially have this It was going to be three talking points, like 3 major talking points I wanted to get into, and then I forgot I did add a third one, so I said it was going to be 2, but now we're getting back to 3. I want to talk about Yamamoto real quick, and I did drop the video on the channel earlier of the Yamamoto BP highlights. He faced Jason Hayward, Freddie Freeman, and Miguel Vargas in BP. If I remember correctly, no hits, or maybe there might have been a single against him. That part I did forget, straight up forget. So my bad. I'm not bringing my facts to the fight here in this show. I'm just bringing feel and a little bit of, not a little bit of buzz yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But Yamamoto, man, is he fitting in with this club very nicely, along with Teoscar, of course, who I guess I'll kind of lump this in with Teoscar stuff. So Yama-san, as I was already going to call him, thankfully Teo kind of gave us the opportunity to call him Yama, which is the preferred nickname, not Yoshi. Yama is the preferred nickname for Yamamoto. But yeah, Yama-san, he showed up, showed out, looked nasty, and I'm really, really looking forward to this guy getting into a game and facing, not his own teammates, because he's making his actual teammates look foolish. And, one thing I'll say, man, this guy throws a lot. He's almost always in the bullpen, it feels like. But anyways, you guys also saw the great clip with Teoscar Hernandez, with Shohei Ohtani, and with Mr. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Teo, being the new team leader, the bridge here, the cultural bridge for the Dodgers, he's teaching our boys some Spanish, teaching them to habla some Espanol, butchered that on photo day. So a little buenos dias to people watching if you guys are watching or listening in the morning for some reason. Never do that, or the next day we'll say. I guess I can say buenos dias anytime, really. But to me, I'm really enjoying that. I'm enjoying that relationship. I'm enjoying I'm enjoying bitter Angels fans and bitter baseball fans not liking Shohei Ohtani showing some personality and all of that. I think he's having fun, as Ricardo throws in buenos dias fanáticos, because Teoscar is pulling double duty. He got hired to rake, and he gets hired to teach Spanish to the Dodgers, which is very important, of course. But to me, watching that video, and I don't know if everybody else kind of has the same feeling, watching that video gives me old school Hyunjin Ryu and Yasiel Puig like vibes. That's what it felt like to me a whole bunch. I don't know if anybody else felt that, but I think I tweeted about it. I think we are going to effing love Teoscar Hernandez. This is a guy who's been in the league for a long time. He's been around a lot of different cultures, and I would say Latin players have a really, really good, at least in my experience, watching the team, watching baseball over these years, it seems like they have a really, really good, ability to speak the language of baseball and kind of bring these kind of guys together, more so the Asian, culture, whatever. We saw it with Ryu, we saw it with Maeda and Puig a little bit back in the day, and now we're seeing it very early in spring training with Yama and Showtime and Teo. So I love that. Great addition, and I'm really looking forward to watching that kind of vibe grow as the season goes along, because we know the Dodgers social media team is going to eat up every bit of that they can. That's going to be your new Kike Hernandez dancing in the friggin' dugout right there. If you can get Teoscar Hernandez, he said on the ESPN broadcast today, he did an in-game interview, and he said that he was going to be teaching Yama and Shohei some Spanish, but he was also going to be learning some Japanese phrases, trying to learn Japanese phrase each day. So maybe there's your social media right there. Call me, Sujo. I'll help you out. Don't call me. I mean, call me, whatever. It's been a while since we've chatted, but that'll be funny to see as some sort of, what am I looking for? Social media gag right there, and it will come. Trust me, it's going to be coming. I know my guy Eric Vasquez watches the show too, so just give me a little maybe co-creator on that one. But that's the last little bit of those things I wanted to talk about. Let's get into the comments here as Diane gets some love saying all Dodgers over everything, or Dodgers everything, but I think we're all here preaching the same good word of Clint Nation, as Jenny Vega says. George he's out. He's going to take a nap, has to work tonight. George, have a wonderful night, and, watch the rest of the show. Just saying, watch the rest of the show when you get to work. I'll allow it. Deborah Young says Yamamoto is going to be nasty. King Yellowman says, damn, I just spilled my whiskey. I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. What's going on there? We got a super chat From Hector X, what is going on, Hector? Buenos dias. Says, drink up, pretty boy. Thank you for keeping us informed with everything Dodgers. Much appreciated, brother. Well, much appreciated to you with the $5 super chat. Cheers. Oh, let's get a good one in there. That one's going to sound real annoying in people's earbuds. I'll do that more next time. I'll push it away. Roy Rodas says, Yamanasti. Yamanasti. I like it. I really do like that one. That sounds like, hey, patent pending or merch pending. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to make that into like a shirt, and I'll put my little like character logo on it, and people will be very confused. Longy Raider says, Yamava Casino needs to sponsor. You can get Yamava. Yamamotova. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, they could sponsor me too because I'm down. I like they're my favorite casino. So as long as they stop that. Wait, is it Morongo? No, Morongo. You got to stop those goddamn commercials. It's a whole different thing. Rake and bake. Getting into our next little quickie subject here, talking about the those jerseys, those dong jerseys. We'll talk about that in just a second. I do want to get into a few more comments here. Kevin Uhouse saying instant connection with Hernandez and Ohtani. You love to see it. Yamamoto definitely still warming up. Ohtani's been here in the States now for 7 years. So Kevin Uhouse also says Hernandez plus Ohtani equals Hertani. That one I can get less behind. I like the other one more that already escaped me, but I'm making the shirt out of it, so why not? Mr. Seabad asks, why are all the Cactus League ballparks so huge? It's ridiculous. Because why not? But they are pretty damn big. Let's see what else. Elisheva says Camelback Ranch only holds 13,000, and that one is, I think, the most in the Cactus League. That is the largest capacity, and I've been to a few of those sellouts there, and it is not very comfortable of a sellout there. Oh, what is this? I'm going to throw that on there from the legendary Diane Schroeder, the queen of the chat. $10 super chat. Oh, wait, I have a button for that, too. $10 super chat saying congrats on 6,000 subs. Now on to 10K. Diane, thank you so damn much for the support. Jenny for the support. IB Strokin, who hangs out in the chat at different times when he can join when we're live. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I appreciate everybody who hangs out on the show, and very much appreciate everybody who hits that subscribe button because we're trying to get to 10K. When we get to 10K, I do want to do something. I don't know what I'll do. We'll do something fun. We'll do something different. If we somehow, I doubt it, but if we somehow find a way to get there before opening day, very much doubt it. That would be a pretty insane climb before opening day, before U.S. opening day. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. But anyways, hit that. Let's get on that road to 10K, guys. Anyways, if we get more super chat money from folks, maybe we could help Major League Baseball with their see-through uniform issues. I didn't expect us to have to keep talking about the uniform issues as the season went along, but the boys around the league got their tight pants on, we'll say, and holy shit, did MLB really drop the balls with these new uniforms? And I'll pause for effect. We'll say literally as well. Let me add this here. I messed that one up because why not? Hold on. There it is. I meant to do that. Anyway, blew this whole segment already. I'm sure everybody has seen the photos by now. I was going to post some of the photos in here, but again, I don't want to get demonetized from fellas' dongs being shown through pants that are too thin and testes satchels being very visible. How do you not test for testes, Major League Baseball? Rob Manfred said they tested these. They tested these fucking uniforms and they're perfect. They figured out all the problems. That one time people wore them for a little bit at the All-Star game last year was so perfect. We could switch all the uniforms out and now make this not a family game because we just got Beans and Franks hanging out. It's absurd. The league, the Players Association, the union is, they're pissed. They're very much upset about this situation. They've aired their grievances about the uniforms already. Both just at first, they look kind of cheesy with some of the decisions. It turns out the reason the lettering is so small is because the jerseys are so paper thin, it can't support heavier letters, apparently. It would just kind of fold over itself. Like, I don't know why MLB sort of decided to limit itself, but they don't look good. And, I don't know about y'all. I really don't want to see these dudes' dongs during the game. It's not my flavor. It's not my style. I just want to watch baseball. It was cute when Cody Bellinger's pants came off when he was sliding. But now we're getting a little ridiculous, Just saying. But you know what? I will commend Rob Manfred in saying that if he wants the games to go faster, all the batters starting with the 2-ball count will definitely do that. Oh! That's what we call some ball humor. Thank you. But anyways, Jenny Vega says she doesn't mind the small letters. It's not the worst, but what we had was fine. They've been playing in those type of uniforms for so damn long. It didn't seem to affect anybody's performance on the field, what they were using. So the need to change this, and I don't like change. I would avoid it if I can, but I'll also embrace it when it makes sense. It's just kind of stupid. Elisheva says Manfred should retire ASAP, and I am not opposed to that, but this fool's going to make us wait another 5 years, and who knows, at some point they might also ban jock straps and cups, so it's all out there, and you're selling tickets there, right there. Hector X says those uniforms look like cheap knockoffs, and that's what the players are saying. We talked about this last Thursday with my friend Greg Bergman. They look like knockoffs. They do not look good. They look like you can get a better quality jersey from imported from like some sort of black market website or some website from China, or from dudes hawking jerseys out in front of Dodger Stadium while you're trying to get in. So it's not a very good look for the uniform. And I would like to see them do a little bit better. Like this one here, Roy Estrada. I don't think I already read it, but maybe if I did, I'll read it again. It says MLB stated they wanted to be more transparent. And no, we say that. We say we found the rim shot button today, guys. That's 3 so far. Demon Shade 21. The pants look like they got soaked with buckets of water. Yeah, I mean, if somebody hits a walk-off. It feels like it's going to be a problem. Feels like they're going to need to, get that blur button ready on the broadcast for sure. But King Yellowman, it's a great comment. He says, I gained like 5 pounds and you can see my dong through my jeans. What are we doing here, guys? It's supposed to be a respectable show. Now, if you don't mind, let me drink my beer in front of TV people. Funny comment, though. Appreciate that. Ricardo says, put the pictures on Otani fans. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. NS wants a twerk from me when we hit 10,000 subscribers. My twerk ain't very good, but it's also really good. So maybe I'll twerk. Maybe I'll hit you guys with the gritty at 10K. But I don't have the space in here like I had before. So, I mean, I can back up. I can go like... It'll look bad. It'll look bad, but you know what? Anything for you, the viewers. You just got to remind me of the things I agree to. I will never do a shoey, though. I promise you that. Anyway, Diane says, come on, all you people, smash that like button for your boy Clint. That's right. I'm clearly working here. I'm working on my tight 5 for the show, or for a stand-up set that I'm never going to do, because I got some real good ball humor out of this one. I feel like we could just... I could submit this show for an Emmy, I believe, and I won't do that. And I can't do that, but I can, and I won't. I'll submit it to somebody. I'll find somebody named Emmy, and I'll just be like, here, thank you for your consideration. There it is. This episode is now for your consideration. But yeah, that's what I was getting to. The walk-offs, James Duckett or Duquette, however you want to pronounce it, or however it is pronounced. Yeah, can you imagine what it's going to look like when they get doused in Gatorade? Yeah, what do you want, the red Gatorade? Maybe not the yellow Gatorade, real bad. It'll look real bad. All right, maybe I should stop talking about this one a little bit, but oh God, that's about it. Those are the main things I wanted to cover today, guys. There's a lot of other little things. I'm going to try to get some extra content out on the channel tomorrow into the week. If you guys want more me, about to go live premiere or whatever, chatted with my buddy Tim Rogers on the Dodgers 2080 YouTube channel. So go hang out with me and Tim. We talk about everybody on the Dodgers roster, and the show goes for a while because we're covering everybody. But it's more of just a conversation, talking Dodger baseball friend conversation with a guy I've known for a while and I respect. In when it comes to talking Dodger baseball, is a good dude. So go hang out with Tim and me also, Dodgers 2080 YouTube channel. I saw one more comment. I'll take the one last comment here. Well, there's a couple of them. A few people being happy about or being excited about Tim and the Dodgers 2080. So yeah, again, you got another like hour or some odd of me on Tim's channel coming up right here. But I'll take this last comment and get the heck on out of here. Kevin Uhas asked, and this is one of the backup comments I had as a maybe, and I'll probably dive into it more as a standalone video because I think it's worth talking about. But Kevin Uhas asks, are we okay with Outman not being platoon in center field? Do I think he's good enough? Well, if we're talking about a platoon, he hit better against lefties last year. He had more slug against right-handed pitchers last year, but he, for a while, was hitting close to like 300 off lefties. I think whatever you can do to not break up the continuity of the lineup, I would prefer, meaning I would be okay to see Outman in there more often than not. But if he's struggling, if it does become an obvious struggle point for him, then I think it's something to revisit. I do like that Dave said, any of the days off that he does get, it's going to be against a lefty, understandably. But I believe Elisheva also just said it here. She said Dave Roberts already said Outman is good enough to play every day, and I agree. I would argue at this point, how long did it take the Dodgers to kind of pull the plug on batting Andre Ethier against lefties, batting Jock Peterson against lefties? I should have done that one a little bit earlier, but these guys deserve their opportunities to play every day. In 2018, Cody Bellinger was kind of often benched against lefties at different points in time, and then he came back and had an MVP season in 2019. But James Outman is a pretty damn good ball player. He's turned himself into a pretty damn good ball player, and he's somebody who's going to be batting 6th or 8th in the lineup, or 7th or 8th in the lineup, so it's not going to be a massive hit if he's playing every day and he's hitting whatever, around 260 in the lineup with good defense in center field, good speed, and a little bit of pop out of the left-handed side of the batter's box. However, you find a way to get a power, right-handed batter in there, I'm okay with it. But anyways, that's the final comment for the day, guys. I get the guts to get the hell out of here, but I appreciate you guys hanging out in the show. Jenny says that's what happens. You got a lot of great players. You got a platoon. You also just run with the great players. I think this team has the ability to pivot and adjust as needed. So if Outman struggles, they got somebody that could plug in there. They could do a CT3. They can do Emmanuel Margot. Same with Hayward. If Gavin Luck struggles, they got some options there. So I love this team. It's going to be a damn good team. It's going to be a damn fun season. And we're going to be here party rocking all season long, Clinton Nation, because that's what we're about, or something like that. I don't know. The Modelo's kicking in a little bit. But Val Reyes is great show. Great show as always, Clint. Thank you very much, Val. Thank you guys for hanging out. And this is high quality content right here. Thank you very much. I'll give you guys the clap because I think you all deserve it. But stole the words right out of my mouth here. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the notification bell if you want to be alerted when I do go live. We will be going live quite often-ish when the season comes around, but spring training baseball is here. The Dodgers played a baseball game today, and that is fun to me. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. If you listen on the podcast side, don't forget this is also a podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, part of the Believe network of podcasts. Subscribe there if you do want to just hear me in your ear holes during work hours or something, I guess. I don't know. Thank you for all the great comments. Thank you for the questions. Thank you so damn much for the super chat, guys. Those really do mean a whole lot to me and the good boys out in the living room, because they'll be getting some treats and I'll be going to a Dodger game because of super chats. That's about it, guys. I'm Real FRG on the social media things. Find me there if you want occasional lukewarm takes about your team. The links are also in the description. Again, hope I earned a thumbs up on the way out, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.